Welcome to another episode. This one I'm going to show you how to check on your containers. For example, if you book a load, let me get out of here. Okay, if you book a load, you book an import load, which is a loaded container coming in from overseas. You want to check the container numbers. First of all, you want to make sure it's a good container. Meaning you want to run the container numbers, make sure it's a good container number. Because when they give you the container number, they could put a number in wrong, they could put a letter in wrong, so the number might not be right. By doing this, they'll let you know if it's a good number or not. What you want to do, if you run in out of Port of Virginia, different ports, they might do theirs different. But if you're running out of Port of Virginia, what you want to do is log into eModal, and you get an eModal account by going to the port website, signing up for it, or you could go eModal and sign up for it. You need all the requirements to get in the port in order to get an account. So if you're this far in the game, you're already set up. So you log into your eModal account. Once you go to the menu, right here in the top left hand corner, click on this menu. Then you go to containers. When you go containers, what you want to do is go to add to my containers, right here in the middle. Now you're going to enter the container number. You'll get the container number from the broker. They might send it to you by email. It might be on your Raycon, but it should definitely be on your work order. Your work order is the same as your bill of lading. So if you're running the road and you're not familiar with containers and you hear the term work order, you're going to be the same as your bill of lading. Now, if you lease onto a carrier and they have an office in the area, more than likely they'll have this, they'll have the work order print out for you and you pick it up from the office. Whether when you come in the morning or whenever you pick up the container, you swing by there, pick it up. Sometimes they'll fax it to the port. I know they used to do that before COVID. They'll fax it to the port office at the gate. You could pick it up from there. I'm not sure if they're still doing that now. Another option would be to get a printer in your truck. And if you need a video showing you how to set up a printer in your truck, you could reach out to me. Leave it in the comment and I'll drop a video on it. But it's the same thing as your work order. You need that. Preferably, you need to have it on the truck when you have the loaded container on the truck. Because if DOT stop you, they ask for the bill of lading, that's what they're referring to. Your work order paperwork. They'll show you, sometimes show which port you pick up from, sometimes it don't. But it'll sometimes show the product, where it's going, the weight, and stuff like that. But that's your work order / bill of lading, whatever you want to call it. That'll also have your container number on it. So I'm going to add my container number up here. That way I could track the container. As soon as they assign you a load, now if you're running your own authority, you could, more than likely you're already doing all this, unless you have a dispatcher and your dispatcher doing it. If you lease onto a carrier or you're a company driver, some carriers give you access to this, most of them don't. Okay, I have other containers up here that I ran in the past, but the one I'm focusing on right now is the very top one. So if you arrow down, it's going to give you more details on this container. And some other stuff that you want to pay attention to on this page right here. Okay, the port is coming out of. You're going to have it right here where it say origin or current location. So your origin, that's going to be the port where it's going to. Normally origin, you would think that's where it started, but when it comes to trucking, that will be where it will be starting, because that's where you will be picking it up from. So your origin will be whatever port that's listed right here. The trade type will be import because it's a loaded container coming in. Right here where it says status is currently on the vessel, so it's not yet unloaded from the ship. Now we also gonna have to check to see if their ship is at the port. Because the ship can be at the port and it still say on vessel because they haven't taken the container off the ship yet. Over here where it say holds, where you see this green dot with no beside it, if there's any hold on the container, like customs hold, or there's a fee that gotta be paid for demurrage because the container been in the port for so long and they should have already gotten it out. Right here where it say hold, it'll be a red dot and it'll be an yes written right here where it say no. Whenever you have a red dot or even the green dot, you just put your mouse over it and it'll the little box that pop up, it'll tell you why it's on hold. Like right, you could see right here, there's no holds. It say customs release and freight release. Some of the reasons why it'll be on hold, like I said, for demurrage, it could be on hold for customs. Customs gotta search it, or customs haven't cleared it yet, or it could be on hold for paperwork. The ship line haven't gotten the right paperwork from the shipper or broker or whoever they get the paperwork from, so they'll put a hold on the container. That means it can't release from the port until they get what they're waiting for. Those are your most important information on here. Those are some of your important information on here. Another, once right here where it say on vessel, once it starts showing on yard, that means it's available for pickup. You want to come down here, this line that's right here that say status on vessel, estimated discharge date, NA. You go all the way to the end and you'll have a LFD. LFD stands for last free day. That's the last free day they have in the port to get it out. Any day after that, they'll get charged a demurrage bill. So normally you have a date right here once it's available for pickup. As you go down below where it said no fees reported, you have your vessel code and your voyage code. Vessel code / voyage code. Now this vessel code right here, you could use that to find out what's the name of the ship, and by knowing the name of the ship or even using the vessel code, you could go to the port website and track the ship to see when it's supposed to arrive at the port. If it's already at the port, you could see the status, if they're working the ship, and so on. So it's a lot of good information on this page right here, where if you're doing the back end as far as tracking the containers and stuff like that, this page right here provides a lot of valuable information that you'll be needing. So that's how you Go on here and check, see if there's any hold on the container. See when is the last free day. And also make sure that container number is a good number. If there's no container out there with that number, this information won't come up. So you'll reach out to the broker or whoever you're getting the loads from, a direct customer. You reach out to them, ask them to verify the container number because the system not pulling it up.